Today I want to do a bit of a guide on the menus. As you might have already found out, the menus can be quite complex, very overwhelming for a new player, or if you are returning. So I'm just going to walk you through each of the different menus and the sub-menus in them, bit of an explanation on what you do with them, and how they can help you out on your journey. So first off, of course, is the Quest tab. The Quest tab is going to be in two parts. You've got what used to be called the Quest book here, and what this is your very first progression through the game. This will be walking you through your storyline, your plankton right here, so the SSDs that are attributed to that, and just giving you a bit of a first look at how the game is played and what you want to be doing in it. On top of this, there is the quest log. So those that we're just scrolling through can be found here under the main quest tab. We've also got all these other different quest tabs. Now, right now we're here with a bunch of different event things. This is not always going to be 3 lots of event at once, but let's explain each category. So the main, that's the quest book that we were just on. The daily quest, every day you log in and you gain one of these quests, up to 3. So right now I'm actually at capacity. I think I've probably wasted one by not completing one of these today. And as you can see, each one of these actually gives you V-Bucks. These can give you 50 V-Bucks all the way up to 100, depending on which mission. The ones that give more are the ones that are like, go to Kenny Valley and play 3 missions. The Twine one is the one that gives you 100. I don't think there is any others that give you 100. I could be wrong because they have very recently added a whole bunch of new ones, right? So these 3 in particular, these are old dailies. There's probably 20-30 different dailies you can get. On top of this, you've got the weekly challenges. So the weekly challenges are just a little way of buffing up some of your grind through tickets, reperk, perk up, all that good stuff. These, as you can see, I'm swapping through here. I'm on an alt account here, which is perfect for showing this sort of stuff off. But as you can see, it's requiring you to do a mission in a certain zone. And depending on your power level when you get these, will effectively buff or debuff the amount you get. Tickets are consistent through the lot, as you can see here. But your choice reward, these 2 here, they do change depending on your level. Alright, so then you've got war games. War games are done in your SSD. They give some decent rewards. I wouldn't really recommend looking at these too much unless these 2 here, these are the modifiers, unless the modifiers are quite easy. You've then got any event stuff you've got. So the event stuff can be tickets, heroes, weapons, whatever's happening. Hero quests, this is something that comes up through progression and isn't really around for too long. Side quests, now side quests, there's quite a few as you can see here. These include what the console has as gamer score. Actually, no, I think I'm wrong there. Challenges are the ones you have as gamer score on the consoles. And they actually give you unique banners. These banners can't be earned in any other way other than completing all these challenges. Some of these challenges can take a very long time. You can also get V-Bucks from some of these challenges there, and some of these side quests I believe also have V-Bucks, like your SSD progressions. So these are just all other little ones that help you through your game and your progression. There you go. They're there. And then of course there's the log of all the completed. So the quest, as you can see, are quite a lot of quests here. Quite confusing, quite a lot of information. But basically all you want to do is check on your dailies, maybe your weeklies, and your main quests. The rest of them, you want to check in on them once in a while sort of thing, but really you're just wanting to get through that progression. So now that we understand quests, we can move on to map. Map, I wouldn't say this is necessarily done in the cleanest way. So let's maybe go to Stonewood, where you guys are probably pretty familiar. So here we have our home base. There's 4 different zones and 4 different home bases, each one with increasingly difficult enemies and increasingly better rewards. So I won't explain what all these missions are today, but this is the map system. On top of the 4 zones, there's sometimes a 5th zone or 6th even, and these are attributed to the quest lines that appear during events, or actually sometimes even just the normal non-event quest lines. You'll be visiting a new area once in a while. So onto the command tab. The command tab is basically where you mess with your heroes, your power level, the equipment you're taking in, so not weapons but your gadgets, and how much you can hold. So going through all these, this is the heroes tab. This is where you can just see all the heroes you own. You can level them up here. Here's where you can actually make your classes. Now, early on here, I wouldn't worry too much about going very deep into the hero loadout until you maybe in around Canny. That's when you need to really start focusing on that. Defenders are the people you take with you into missions, so here you level them up. You don't need to equip them or anything, you choose them in game. And expeditions. Now, expeditions are probably one of the biggest things in the game that most people don't know about. So what expeditions are there ways to actually get heroes, traps, weapons, just materials, just all this extra stuff that you can get, and most people don't either utilize this or don't even know they exist. The way they work is that you're actually sending your heroes away on these expeditions. So if you don't have heroes to spare, you can't really do expeditions. If you do have a bunch of heroes to spare like I do here, you can slot them in here. And as you can see, depending on what what they are, you get a buff. So a rare soldier will get quite a large buff. And there we can see there's a 37% chance. On top of this, there is 6 different vehicles, 2 for each category. If we go here, there's 2 different vehicles, so you can put 2 of these out at the same time, 2 of these out at the same time, and 2 of these. You then will have to wait however long, so 3 hours and 59 minutes this will take. And this is a fantastic thing to do right as you're finishing playing for the day. And then you can come back, log in, and get completely free stuff. You could also run these while you're playing, but remember, any heroes that you put out on these expeditions will no longer have access to them. You can cancel the expedition at any time for no rewards, but you get your heroes back. Survivors, again, this is a very complex one, so I won't go into this too much, but this is how you actually level up. This is how you increase the top left-hand level there, power level. So you got your survivor squads, you want to be slotting all those in. You can use the autofill, but I very much recommend you don't. I will have to do a follow-up video to this one for a bunch of extra details on something like survivors. Maybe even some other things like expeditions, which need quite a bit of understanding. Alright, so onto the upgrades. The upgrade menu is something that affects your gadgets and how efficient you are at certain things. So the damage you do, how much HP and how quickly your builds come back, and also your storage capabilities. So first off, looking at the gadgets, I would say that you want to focus on this adrenaline rush healing and the turrets. The healing is quite nice at, I think it's tier 4. Yeah, so I think it's tier 4 or 5. You can actually resurrect people with adrenaline rush. Incredibly handy. The turrets, they're just really nice for extra damage. Alternatively, you could go with any of these other ones, but Adrenaline Rush, I would highly recommend. Turrets are nice, but if you want to use Slow Field, if you want to use the rockets, if you want to use the banner, these are all different options you can take, and you just want to read through what they do. Every time you level them up, it can affect how they work. Like I was saying, Adrenaline Rush eventually is able to resurrect your teammates. Here is how efficient you can be in game and how much you can carry. So the pickaxe here is probably the most important. After that, you kind of want to make sure you're getting a few levels into all of these, but really recommend that you get the pickaxe as high as you can, as quickly as possible. It then will be getting locked at account level. This is not to be confused by power level. This is your account level here. And you basically can increase your account level by playing more. Alright, so research. Research is a little bit confusing, like survivors. They're tied into the same thing. That is 4 stats. So fortitude, offense, resistance, and tech. Basically, this is HP. This is damage dealt with weapons. This is your shields. And this is your abilities, your gadgets, and your traps. So if you can see what I've done here on my alt account, you can see that I've glass cannoned, basically. I haven't really paid too much attention to HP or my shields, but instead just gone damage. You don't have to do it this way, but it is pretty nice to be doing a lot of extra damage early on, making your missions easier. If you find yourself dying a lot, then that's when you need to start paying attention to fortitude and resistance. How you get more research is going to be a login. So right now you can see that I'm at 4,500. I believe that might be the max. So for me to get more, I'm gonna have to spend it. And every day I log in, it's not actually daily. Somewhere, here we go, show details, here it is. So you get 125 research per hour. And like I said, the storage limit, it's a little bit confusing, but yeah, there is a limit there. So you want to make sure you're logging in every day so far for your V-Buck missions and your research. They're really good to be logging in every day and at least getting like half an hour of playtime. That will really help your progression. Here, if you got any of the upgrade editions or some of your mates might give you teammate boosts, this will actually increase the speed at which you level your account level. This doesn't just straight up give you XP, instead it increases the amount of XP you get at the end of the mission. Alright, so that's command. Okay, that should do part 1 of the menu guide. In part 2, we'll have a look at the armory, the locker, the llama shop, and the normal shop, as well as the store. So, if you did find this helpful, make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe, share with all the friends, you know, all that jazz. As well as if you guys want to ask more questions and check out our other social media, they will be in the description below. I stream on Twitch 4 or 5 times a week. We've got a fantastic Discord, and you can keep up to date with us on Twitter. And don't forget, if you are using supporter creator codes, you can use mine. It's code Sylon, #ad. But make sure you always use those supporter creator codes, it's free support. I'll see you guys next time in part 2. Peace.